One thing I know about fashion is as you get older, comfort becomes much more important. Comfort, style, and sustainability don't have to be mutually exclusive. Allbirds is dedicated to making stylish, comfortable footwear using premium, natural materials designed for life's everyday adventures. The world's most comfortable shoes are made of wool. Even Time magazine said so. The Wool Runner is your go-to lace-up shoe for everywhere you go. Flexible, supportive, and light as a feather, they take you seamlessly through your entire day. The Wool Lounger is a breathable, lightweight, slip-on shoe that is perfect for everything from red-eye flights to sports events. Less is more. That is why Allbirds doesn't include unnecessary logos or detailing. Instead, Allbirds designed the simplest, most comfortable shoe they could using premium, sustainable materials without the premium price. Allbirds textile made from superfine New Zealand merino wool uses fibers that are 20% of the diameter of a human hair. So, unlike wool that you may be used to, Allbirds' breathable fabric regulates temperature and moisture without any itch like a wool sweater. With the holidays right around the corner, it's time to consider Allbirds as a gift for someone on your list, or, like me, just get them for yourself. They're available in a variety of colors. You can find the perfect pair at allbirds.com.
Guys, wouldn't your wife or girlfriend love it if you treated her to the very best this Christmas? Now you can, with the world's softest pajamas by Pajamagram. Created by a team of pajama experts, the world's softest PJs are lighter than a cloud, softer than a bunny, like cashmere, only better. She'll love how heavenly they feel. Includes free gift packaging and Christmas delivery is guaranteed. So visit pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head the dirt. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me your boom, boom, boom.
Man, that intro is so cold. Timeless.
He is Jalen Rose.
What up, though?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in, center stage, on the mic.
And we putting it on wax. It's the new style.
What do?
We get to find individuals what they want that have supported this program for 6 years, podcast, radio, or television. And I was checking out the J&J Twitter handle today.
Okay,
Pull out
good.
your phone and follow it right now.
Yep, at Jalen and Jacoby. Make sure you follow that.
One of my favorite messages is one of our friends of the show. I don't think he's an associate producer because I don't know if he's gotten to that level. But I like the fact that he knows us so well that he literally cursed me out for not wanting to sing.
I know.
He was like, I act like I'm Beyonce or something. I need to save my voice. One of my favorite tweets ever.
I saw that too. And we got some voicemails about that as well, Jalen Rose. If you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave us a voicemail. Quick programming announcement. I'm going on vacation tomorrow.
I need a vacation.
Me and my wife are going away. I'm not going to say where, but you know what we're doing? We're leaving the kids behind. Nice little 3-day jaunt. So this will be our last podcast of the week because unlike me, when Jalen's co-hosts leave, he just doesn't do the show. You know what I mean? I find replacements. I'll get Steven Jackson in here, still leaving the dope pod to step to. Jalen, no, Jacoby ain't there? Oh, okay. All right, when's he back? All right, that's when I'll be back.
Or you can flip the page. First off, well-deserved vacation, my brother. You're a terrific teammate, father, husband. Well-deserved for you and the wife. So much so, man, I'm glad you didn't get your tubes tied. I'm so happy about this.
We're not coming back. We told each other, we looked each other in the eye and made a handshake agreement. Like, we're not getting pregnant. No matter what happens out there. No matter how much tequila, no matter how many margaritas, no matter how many cervezas. It ain't happening.
Well, I think you just alluded to where you might be going. But anyway, with that being said, people can look at it a different way. Jacoby don't want me to do the show when he ain't here.
No. Because you could find a good replacement for me. You know? You can find, I don't want to be Teddy Bridgewater watching Case Keenum take my team to the Super Bowl. I ain't trying to have that, man. No, thank you. Jalen, you always say that you will not tolerate any LeVar Ball slander on this program. but he keeps doing more and more insane things. Seems like it was just a week ago he was saying that the Los Angeles Lakers coaches were soft and that he should replace them. And then he has now pulled his son, LiAngelo Ball, from the UCLA program. LiAngelo is still suspended due to his involvement in an incident in China where they were accused of shoplifting. Jalen, what is your boy LeVar Ball doing?
There still will be no LeVar slander.
Yes, there will. Yes, there will.
My adoption papers haven't gotten completed just yet.
Okay.
Before I become a member of the Ball family. In all honesty, here's the thing. His son that was registered to go to UCLA, LiAngelo, was not an NBA prospect to begin with.
Okay.
I don't think if his older brother wasn't who he was and his younger brother wasn't the prospect he is, he would have gotten that opportunity to play at UCLA anyway. So for me, I would have thought the end game would have been, oh, you get to go to UCLA and play on a basketball team for 4 years? Oh, man, for scholarship, that's a win. I would have taken that, especially when he put himself in a position in China. We all know about it. When you come back, they're going to discipline you.
Yes.
You're going to miss some basketball games. It's not going to be like, oh, just get out there and practice and play. Life doesn't work like that. So it's a head-scratching decision. It's one I'm surprised by, definitely one I would not make. It's a terrific opportunity to be a collegiate, scholarship athlete. Not too many people walking the face of the earth can say that. He had that opportunity and gave it back.
Well, you are correct. I mean, LiAngelo Ball, we always called the quote-unquote the possible because he certainly didn't seem like he was going to be an NBA basketball player or even an NBA prospect. But there are also implications on LaMelo Ball, who is the third of the Ball brothers. LaMelo Ball is now also supposedly going to look at overseas opportunities in lieu of college if the rule is still in place. Jalen, you can't support this decision and the implications it has on LaMelo, who is an NBA prospect.
Well, there have been players that didn't play collegiate basketball, whether the rule stated that you could come straight out of high school or those that went and played overseas that have still come into the NBA and have success. In this case, I think it's going to be a lot tougher because of the scrutiny that he's going to face. The information is already out there about how they're making it basketball or bust for these two young people's lives. And as a founder of a school, as a former player, that's always a tricky proposition when you say, we're going to gauge the success on your life on whether you can play high-level basketball and be paid or not. Because there are not many people that are able to pick up a check because they're able to shoot a basketball. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out for him as a young prospect. It is not something I would do in this climate, but I must say this. When you look at some of your favorite international players in the league, like Antetokounmpo, like Porzingis, remember, international prospects aren't required to go to college.
Jalen.
Only American-born prospects are.
So, Jalen, let's just look at the three brothers and where they are and where LeVar Ball is with their coaches. He called the Lakers coaches soft and suggested that he should replace them. And then there's the UCLA program, which he is now at odds with to the point where he has pulled his son from the program. And then there's Chino Hills, where LaMelo plays. He's gotten two coaches fired from there. Are we still saying that we have this policy where there's no LeVar Ball slander?
I got to get adopted first.
Okay.
You're not getting me kicked out of the family.
One thing I know about you, Jalen, is you're not good at finishing paperwork. You know? One thing I know about you is paperwork and you just don't really go together. Something tells me you won't be in the Ball family for quite some time at this point. Moving on. The Warriors came from behind to beat the Pelicans and Anthony Davis-less Pelicans. And at the end of the game, there was this incident between DeMarcus Cousins and Kevin Durant. There's a little push there. And then Durant sort of, stays around him. And now Durant's acting like he wants to fight.
Might have to sneeze. Hold me back.
It was certainly a hold me back moment in which Kevin Durant kind of seemed to be the aggressor against Boogie. Then there's this information. In the first 810 basketball contests of Kevin Durant's NBA career, he was ejected only twice. In the last 18 games, he has been ejected thrice. Jalen, what is going on with KD and why is he getting ejected all the time?
To whom much is given, much is required. And what I'm seeing not only from KD, but also from the Golden State Warriors, multiple players getting technical fouls, getting ejected. The elite level expectations are not allowing them to actually enjoy the fun of playing basketball anymore.
Oh.
And so now all of a sudden when you fast forward the season and say, oh, the Golden State Warriors are the favorite, it's going to be them and the Cavs, you forget about the journey. And what I see is a basketball team, a championship-laden one, that is not enjoying just the true spirit of playing together and playing a kid's game that they're all really good at. And I think that's something, as a coaching staff and as a team, they're going to find a way to get that back, but it's playing out in these scenarios that you just described.
It's interesting you bring that up because Kevin Durant cited sort of the fun that the Warriors seem to be having as one of the reasons he wanted to join that team. And during that win streak, it did seem like the Warriors weren't just the best team in the league, but they were having the most fun in the league. And now you say that they're taking a little bit of that enjoyment out. It recalls Steve Kerr saying that they need to get away from the game a little bit, that they need to spend time on the golf course or with their families. He sort of mandated that perhaps you're right. And you mentioned players getting technicals and players getting kicked out. Earlier in the game, there was this incident between referee Courtney Kirkland and veteran Sean Livingston, where the two of them, there was an argument over a little no call. Livingston walks over, kind of starts arguing with them. Then they go tete-a-tete doing the NBA forehead-to-forehead thing. Courtney Kirkland kicks him out of the game. But subsequently, Courtney Kirkland has been taken out of the NBA referee rotation, essentially being suspended by the league. Are you surprised that the referee in this case was also disciplined?
I'm not surprised he was disciplined because he took a couple of steps forward. And in NBA annals, they're required as officials to take a couple of steps back, if not try to ignore said player when they're angry. I hope this doesn't cost him many opportunities to officiate, in particular once playoff time comes, because I think he's really good at his job. But that video and how you saw Livingston respond, who, by the way, that's not his personality in any way, shape, or form. That's just who he becomes when he puts his uniform on. And so with that, that's a team that's trying to win every play, trying to get every call, trying to win every possession, trying to play perfect as opposed to play really well like they've been able to do the last few years.
Well, now they're going to have to play really well without Steph Curry, who injured his ankle at the end of that game. We'll keep an eye on how they do without Steph, one of their scoring leaders. Jalen, Lance will make them dance. Lance Stevenson is back. He's been on a tear. In this possession, he goes behind the back, gets the ball back, without dribbling, goes through the legs, through the legs, through the legs, through the legs, through the legs. Then on Frankie, gives him a spin, and the left-handed finish, and this is the best part, rides away on an imaginary horse into the night in Indianapolis. Lance is back, Jalen, and I couldn't be happier. This is the greatest thing to happen to the NBA since the three-point shot and the shot clock. Do you agree?
Born ready, the eighth grader, your favorite player, now back with the Pacers, making highlight reel plays. And I've been in a situation where it was my job to play lockdown D. Yep. I've also been in situations where I played Olay defense. The guy that was guarding him, here's what I must say.
That was Frank Ntilikina.
When a gentleman is taking the ball between his legs
for the
without dribbling, there's no reason to jump around.
That's fair. So
that
Jalen,
was the first thing that
let me ask you a serious question, though. Who do you think will finish second to Lance in the MVP voting this year?
I would say Boban of the Pistons.
Boban, unless Mitch McGarry gets picked up by a team.
So that you and Michelle Beadle can be happy.
I love Boban and I love Beadle. God, we should have a new show, Jacoby, Boban, and Beadle.
Shout out.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I'm so happy, I feel like I can fly.
Disclaimer, you will not be able to fly by switching to Geico. This is against the laws of physics and nature. If you find yourself flying, please seek professional and or medical help immediately. In the unlikely event you find yourself flying, you might be a superhero, or a pigeon, or a superhero named Pidgewoman, who was bitten by a radioactive pigeon. If you are indeed Pidgewoman, Geico retains all licensing publishing rights in the event Pidgewoman the movie becomes a top-grossing Hollywood blockbuster.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
All right. After playing without any agent or representation since DeAndre Jordan fired Dan Fagan back in 2015, something has changed. He has now brought on board mega agent Jeff Schwartz of Excel Sports Management. Schwartz has a lot of different clients around the NBA, about 40. He also represents Blake Griffin, DeAndre's teammates, CJ McCollum, LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Love, Hassan Whiteside, and others. There have been trade rumors about DeAndre Jordan in the wake of the Blake Griffin injury and the Clippers' failings. What does all this mean, Jalen Rose, for the future of DeAndre Jordan?
The future of DeAndre Jordan can tilt the way we look at the NBA right now.
Ooh.
When you talk about top 15, 20 players in the game, he won't be listed, but he does something valuable. I always talk about skill bigs, dribble, pass, shoot threes, play on the post, and will bigs, run, jump, dunk, and block shots.
Yep.
Catch lobs. He's probably the best at that. So for a player that's going to rebound well, that's going to block shots, and is really athletic, just put him on a couple of teams mentally that I throw out there for you.
All right. I'm going to put him there.
He's from Texas, so put him on the Rockets.
Ooh, like a Capella replacement? Nene's getting a little old? Okay.
How about, go, Spurs, go.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Something tells me that Pop would know what to do with him.
And then we flip it to the East, my brother.
To the East.
To the East.
Okay.
How about the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Ooh, I like that. Replacing Tristan Thompson, eating up some of those minutes, getting completely eaten up by the Warriors when they get him on pick and roll switches.
So, again, for DeAndre Jordan, there are going to be other teams just trying to unload current contracts that they have on their roster that they probably signed within the last couple of years. So there's going to be a major market out there for him. And I didn't mention the Dallas Mavs, who he actually agreed to go play with previously, and then he reneged at the last minute.
Can I do the rest of the show massaging my temples?
That feels good. I need to do that to myself more often.
This does feel good. It really does feel good. It relieves a lot of stress and pressure.
It does.
You know what else relieves a lot of stress and pressure? Winning 12 games in a row. Remember when we were all worried about the Cleveland Cavaliers? Well, they're on a 12-game win streak after beating the Bulls. And of course, they're always powered by LeBron James. But now we have Kevin Love.
I got nothing but love for you,
In the
baby.
last 4 games, Kevin Love has been averaging just under 27 points, shooting over 50% from 3 in the last 4 games. Kevin Love is often overlooked on other programs as one of the key cogs in the Cavs' wheel. What about Kevin Love has sort of been unlocked in the last 4 or 5 games?
One of the least reported things about the Cleveland Cavaliers is Kevin Love is playing all NBA caliber basketball. And the thing that has gotten unlocked is that he can go to the post and take advantage in small ball lineups, in particular when he's at the 5. But he's become a true knockdown three-point shooter. He's always rebounded well. He always put up big numbers when he was in Minnesota. But when he came to the Cleveland Cavaliers, remember, he was number 3 behind LeBron and Kyrie.
Yep.
Exit Kyrie, no Isaiah Thomas. Now he's number 2, and he's putting up big-time numbers. And I'm happy to see him perform at this level because a lot of people forgot how good he was at the game of basketball.
Absolutely, and I think that Kevin Love getting him going is very important for the Cavs. And you can see during big games in the finals, they'll try to get him some touches early, try to get his confidence up, let him hit some shots. And it seems like LeBron makes a concerted effort to involve him. But at this point, it just seems like he is the second offensive option. And like you said, he can post up when he's got a small big on him. He can take a big outside. And he had a tough stretch in the season when he had to cover some bigs. Hassan Whiteside, he had to cover, and then Embiid, he had to go cover. But when he has smaller centers to go up against, he kind of eats them up, and I think that he will continue to do so throughout the regular season. Keep an eye on not just LeBron James in the Cav uniform, but also Kevin Love. Jalen, Nerlens Noel has caused a huge controversy in Dallas. During halftime of a recent game, Nerlens went to the press room to acquire a hot dog. There was some question of whether or not he was trying to send a message, knowing that he wasn't going to play, he's being underused, and this and that. However, that is not the controversy. The controversy is this, is Nerlens Noel insists on relish, and only relish, to be on top of his hot dog. Which leads to the natural question, Jalen, what is on your ideal hot dog?
First off, anything that requires bread is a sandwich.
Okay, glad we got that out of the way.
I've changed over the years. As a kid, I was a Coney Island chili dog, onion, ketchup,
get some
mustard,
cheese,
relish.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
As I've gotten older,
more sophisticated,
I'm just rolling with mustard and relish.
I thought you were going to be like lobster and shrimp. You know, that'd be a Jalen thing. You're eating only lobster rolls now for Jalen. Mustard and relish is a good combo. I like to go with the traditional relish, ketchup, and mustard. And if cheese is an option, I'm going to go cheese as well. Thank you, Nerlens, for bringing this important conversation to the world of sports news.
I love those red hot sausages. Throwing them on the grill. Those are bomb.
Oh, those are good. Next, the Denver Broncos have been one of the more disappointing teams in the NFL this year. A lot of expectations, great defense going into the season. Quarterback was going to be a question mark, but they have now lost 6 straight games. And as they're ready for a game against their division rival Chiefs, who are also struggling, head coach Vance Joseph announced that there's a new motto for the team. And I'm not kidding. He said, quote, this comes via tweet from Nikki, "This team has played hard. Unfortunately, we've turned the ball over at a rapid rate. But as far as effort, guys are finishing games. It gets a little old, but we have a great locker room, and we have a great staff. Our motto this week is no surviving." Jalen, what does Mr. Joseph think is going to happen this weekend when they play the Chiefs? No surviving.
The Chiefs have been struggling after a 5-0 start. I would say if Gronk would have did what he did to the Buffalo player after the interception, his WWF move, and elbowed him and sent him in a concussion protocol, which he should have got suspended 3 games for, against the Denver Broncos, or they'll still be fighting. That's what Vance Joseph is talking about.
No
the
surviving?
Has stayed united.
But do you think he really meant no surviving?
He misspoke.
You think so?
Yeah, he misspoke.
No surviving just seems dark. It just seems like a really morbid way to go into a football game.
Yeah, he just misspoke.
Or he has some very violent plans for the Chiefs this weekend.
That could be a good game.
In a recent interview, former Washington professional football team players Clint Portis and Santana Moss revealed that before games, them and their teammate Sean Taylor used to do shots of Hennessy, or as they said, yak, before football games. Jalen, was there ever any shots of adult beverages before games in your NBA career?
Absolutely not. And here's what I will say. When I hear steroid use or any performance enhancers that are used in physically demanding sports like boxing and MMA and football, I say do whatever it takes to get you ready to go out there.
Okay.
When I saw what happened to Ryan Shazier, hope he gets well, and that was just an average play, and seeing him carted off the way he was, whatever it takes to get you into that state of mind, you got to do it. Sean Taylor, rest in peace, 21. That was my dog.
A recent study came out. They studied 515 men across Japan, ages 20 to 69. And this study has revealed that 44% of these men admitted to peeing while sitting down. Jalen, I have a confession to make. If it is the middle of the night and I wake up to pee, I'm definitely sitting down. Definitely sitting down. I don't care who knows it. I'll say it on national television. I'm not afraid to admit it. I will sit down to pee if it is the middle of the night or even if I'm just tired.
Are you doing it because you don't want to cut on the light?
No, it's nothing to do with the lights. It's just because my legs are tired. I was just sleeping. I just don't want to stand there. Sometimes it takes a long time. I sit down to pee. Jalen, are you willing to be man enough to admit that you sit down to pee? Because I know you have before. I know you
absolutely
have. In the middle
never
of the night,
sat down
never
to
once.
pee. There
never
are
once.
times where you think you got to do a number 2 and you sit down and you don't have to and you end up peeing.
Never once.
But no, I'm not sitting down to pee.
Are you lying?
Not going to be able to do it.
All right, so you're a diva like Beyonce. You don't want to sing the intro. You didn't even you didn't really sing it this time. Let's be honest. And you know what? I'm not the only person that noticed. Let's listen to a voicemail.
Got to give the people what they want. What's up? What's up, Jacoby? What's up, Jalen? Jalen, that's how you gotta do it, man. I miss the old intro. I miss when you used to sing with your heart. Put your heart into it, man. Now you just fell off a little bit on the intro, man. I need that. Or when you don't feel like singing, play that. Then y'all good to go. But shout out to Red, since I don't ever get on. Shout out to Medicinal. Shout out.
Oh, he got cut off. He was going to give more shout-outs. Some tells me he got cut off for a reason.
A couple of things. Thank you for the call. Appreciate the love. And always appreciate the love for our staff. But we can't shout you out because you didn't say your name.
No, that might have been on purpose. You know, because who knows what he said after Reg cut him off? Who
and
knows
also,
what else
he did say Medicinal, so he probably forgot.
He probably didn't. He probably forgot his name. He was trying to think of it, or he forgot to say it.
I need to address this.
But
for
you
the people.
did. No, but I did notice something that he noticed as well. Is there were certain days where right before you would sing, you would take a big breath in, and you would really finish the one. You'd be like, "What they want," and you would really get yourself into it. And you know, just like any relationship, as time goes by, you try a little bit less, you care a little bit less, and you don't put your heart in it anymore.
A couple of things. I love the people and never would disappoint the people. So much so, people get more upset about me singing or not singing. I've been sold out and stopped carrying the bat. Nobody says anything about that. It's on the logo. You don't see Michael Jordan walking around with his tongue out all day.
You got to carry the bat. The bat's coming back. 2018 is going to be the year of the bat.
So here's what I'll say to that. I'm trying to be Hubie Brown, man. I'm trying to be doing this until I'm 80.
Tomorrow's not promised,
If I continue
Jalen.
to sing...
Live every day like it's your last.
If
be
I
in the
continue
moment. Be present,
to sing
Jalen.
240 days a year...
We know we don't do 240
like
shows.
I'm Shakira... I might not have the voice.
I always, if people say describe Jalen Rose, I'm like, he's a lot like Shakira, you know? Very Shakira-ish. This question from USB Skate.
Shout out.
Jacoby, why are your kids always crying on Instagram? Who gets them to stop crying, mom or dad? So one of the things about Instagram is everybody puts their life out there like it's perfect. You know, and everybody puts the cutest picture of their kids when they're smiling or being smart or doing the alphabet or a math problem or something. And you know what? I said, sometimes I'm just going to put my crying kids on Instagram because that's real life. My kids, someone in my house is crying at any given time, whether it's Quincy, one of the girls, myself, most likely, or Joey. There is somebody crying in my house at all times. And you know who gets
sir.
Whoever gets them to stop is whoever loses the rocks as a paper.
And also, there's something to be said for being authentic and real that has gotten lost in today's climate, in particular on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And you touched on something, and I'm not going to belabor the point, but again, there's something to be said for when you're looking in the mirror, do you see yourself or your representative? All of us have things about us that we're not proud of, whether it's decisions that we made or physical appearance or where we work or us not getting a goal accomplished or making poor choices or decisions. But it's not necessarily what happens to you, is what you do about it. And this ideology that you want people to feel like everything is perfect, that's a hard standard to maintain. And that's a long crash downward when it falls on you versus being yourself consistent and all of the time. It's more of a realistic status to maintain. So I appreciate that about you, as opposed to recording 15 videos, then you finally like, that's the one they all smiling. Yeah. Hey, show your teeth, sit up, fix your shirt. No, so meticulous. I appreciate the fact that you guys are authentic as a family. It's lovely.
Well, we appreciate you being part of the family, Uncle Jalen. Quincy needs to see you, too. He's been talking about you.
No doubt.
All right, next we have this. Now, this started a little thing between some of our followers, and I didn't know this was even really a thing. I've been with the same woman. I've been in a relationship for 15 years, so I don't really do this kind of thing. But soft move or boss move, trying to get a girl's number in stop-and-go traffic on the freeway.
Boss move.
So I respect it. I don't even know how you would do this. Sounds dangerous, but whatever works.
Here's the thing. If nobody's in a relationship, you both single, and you catch each other's eyes, whether it's at the store or whether it's in traffic, do you?
Soft move or boss move, going past your exit because you're trying to get someone's number in stop-and-go traffic.
Hey, if you're not on your way to get a check and you can be late, it's worth getting that number.
So in a related question, we have this from Salsicha.
Shout out.
Soft move or boss move, having inflatables in your car so you can use the carpool lane. See, now, that's not going to work if you're trying to get someone's number. Because if you've got an inflatable human being in the passenger seat and you're trying to holler at somebody, that's not going to work at all. And I always wonder this, is when I got kids in the back in the car seats, I feel like you can't see them, but because you're in a minivan, people just assume that there are children back there. But I always feel like one day I'm going to get pulled over and be like, no, there's actually 3 human beings back there. There's 3 of them back there.
I think that that's a soft move because it's illegal. And I will say this, not that jaywalking isn't, and I do that, but when you initially said inflatable human being, I thought about something perverted.
I don't think they have other type of inflatable human beings that aren't perverted. You know what I mean? I think there's only one type of inflatable human being, and it's not the type that you should be purchasing, and certainly not the type that you should be blowing up in your car and strapping into a seatbelt. So I'm going to go soft move on that. Good for like a party, though. You know? If you're going to a house party, just bring one of those over. See what happens. Tyler wants to know, Jalen, would you support LiAngelo Ball transferring to the University of Michigan?
I don't feel that if he wasn't the middle child of a future lottery pick and a young player who scored over 90 in a high school game, that he probably would have gotten a scholarship to a Big 5 college anyway.
Yep.
So now, that doesn't mean you can't go through one of those conferences and pick out the 11th place team or the 9th place team and say he couldn't have a spot. Because if you look closer at some of these rosters, a lot of relationships are being satisfied.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Coaches got kids on the team, neighbors on the team, alums on the team, donors, friends on the team. But I don't think he would have gotten a scholarship to UCLA otherwise. And I don't think Michigan offered him one out of high school either.
I think that LaMelo will play college basketball. Unless they change the rules. By the time he comes out, the rule could very much be changed. But I think LaMelo will play college. I don't think they're going to put him through the Brandon Jennings, let's go to Italy for a year, make a couple $1 million, and then come back and try to get in the league.
Here's why I agree with you. Because if he goes to Italy, that means everybody goes to Italy. Which means they ain't at that big $5 million crib in Chino Hills, and they ain't at Laker games.
That's a good point. it is worth noting that he has had a public clash with the pro coaches that his older son plays for.
I'm glad you brought that up.
The college coaches that his middle son played for, and the high school coaches that his youngest son plays for. It's up and down the line. He has had a clash with those coaches. And when it comes time for LaMelo to apply to a school or try to get recruited, or even if it comes time, if someone says, should we draft LaMelo, I think that this will be a consideration. Not 100%, but also not 0%.
At least he's consistent.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to Jalen Jacoby. Make sure you go on iTunes and rate us 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Leave reviews. If we know you subscribe to Jalen Jacoby, tell your friends to subscribe to Jalen Jacoby. We really appreciate it. We have some very exciting plans for 2018 on this program. We also have some very exciting plans for later in the week. Those plans are vacation. We will be back on Monday of next week to give you another dope pod to step to. While we're out, 30 for 30 has an announcement. They're trying to make dope pods step to, too. Here's their latest.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to John Madden Football.
When I started on the football project, I said, I want the biggest name I can get.
John said, well, I'm not putting my name on that game until you make it realistic.
He gave me a Oakland Raiders playbook and said, you can create whatever plays you want.
It's all here. This is my game.
I think kids growing up today, John Madden is football.
John Madden is an immortal.